Secrets for Fun, Engaging Computer Science That Changes Kids' Lives, episode 547.
The 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with Vicki Davis. Every weekday, you'll learn powerful, practical ways to be a more remarkable teacher today.
Do you have a DonorsChoose.org project that needs funding? Today's sponsor is Advancement Courses, and they are donating 10% of their sales until September 27th to DonorsChoose.org projects. And also, if you're needing professional development, you get 20% off their 200 plus online courses using the special code just for 10-Minute Teacher listeners. Stay tuned at the end of the show to learn more. So today we're interviewing one of my favorite people on the planet. Had him on the show before, Alfred Thompson. Alfred, at ISTE 2019, you're about to win the Computer Science Network Award. You have such a unique perspective because you have worked in a classroom, you have gone and worked for some large software companies, and now you've been back in the classroom for 5 years teaching computer science. So what is your word about teaching computer science and its importance in schools?
There's been a huge growth in the understanding of the importance of computer science in schools. 5, 6, 10 years ago, the school I teach at now was about the only one who had a real computer science program in my area. And now pretty much all of the high schools, public and private, have fairly comprehensive computer science programs. So schools are starting to realize the importance of it. Principals, parents are driving a lot of the demand. Really, everybody seems to start to see the importance of it.
Are they all teaching AP computer science? I mean, what coding languages are being taught in these classes?
That's a great question. I'm seeing most high schools are offering one of the two AP computer science courses. There's the older AP CSA course, which is Java. And then there's the AP Principles course, which is language independent. And there I'm seeing JavaScript, I'm seeing Java, I'm seeing Scratch, I'm seeing Snap, a wide variety. And the courses leading up to that, again, it's all over the map. It's not like everybody's teaching the same thing.
So you're seeing Scratch in AP computer science?
Well, actually more, there's a language called Snap, which is built, it's based on the same framework as Scratch. So kids who have had Scratch in middle school, which I'm seeing a lot of, move right into these block-based languages like Snap and App Inventor, and especially in the Principles course, which is a more breadth course, it makes programming more approachable than the text-based languages.
Wow. So you've been back in the classroom for 5 years, because this has been enough time now for some of the kids you've taught to go through college and get into the working world. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. I've got former students who are at places like Facebook and Google and Microsoft, and some working for startups. I got one former student who I think he's on his 3rd or 4th startup that he's helping to start. So,
wow. And these are kids who were in your classroom 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Does that blow your mind? I mean, do you feel like that computer science is really what got them going in that direction? Or do you think they would have gone in that direction whether they had your class or not?
Oh, that's always a good question. And, I'm careful about taking the credit. I had one former student who was trying to give me credit for growth in a lot of people coming in to the field in the area. And another friend thought that I didn't so much push him in that direction as I didn't turn him off from it.
Well, I mean, we know that our students ultimately get the credit for their lives, but we also know that it does point them in a direction sometimes.
It really does. And I have had a number of students come back and say, I decided to major in computer science, or I decided to minor in computer science because I really enjoyed computer science in your class, which is just a wonderful thing to hear.
I mean, it just sounds like a very practical, direction-pointing class.
It really is. One of the things that you know as well as I do is that students learn better and learn more if they see a relevance to what they're learning in their own lives. I try and have projects that are relevant to students. I talk about things that are relevant in their life. So we talk about, how computer science makes social networking possible. We talk about how it's doing things with the Internet of Things. We talk about the social impact of computer science. So they really see that it's important in their life. It's not just an abstract subject. It's something they really do want to know in their life and their career.
Is there a favorite project that the kids come back and say, wow, this really got me excited, or it helped me understand the applications?
Yes and no. And I say that because what I hear back is, especially in my programming honors course, I finished the course with what I call a semester project rather than a written exam. And they have to pick the project they want to do. And having the agency to pick the project they want to do, they dig into it heart and soul. And I get kids come back and saying, you remember that semester project that I did? I really learned a lot, and that really encouraged me to go forward. So again, it's coming back to helping them see things that are relevant to them.
And you gave them a choice. So could you give me an example of a semester project that you thought, wow, this is great?
So actually, I had two girls recently went to one of those all-day hackathons, and they had to install software on their computer. They had to learn a whole bunch of stuff that they didn't already know from my class, and they created, I almost want to call it an arcade. It was a game with a menu that took them to 4 or 5 other different games. And it blew me away because they had to learn about animation. They had to learn about literally dragging and dropping. And this was sort of near the end of their first real one-semester computer science course. And they just worked so well together. That was just awesome.
So what did they tell you about it? Because this is all new stuff. This is stuff you haven't taught them, but obviously they've learned some kind of computational thinking or some kind of confidence in this area that gave them the unction to go forward.
One of the things that I start from day one is that I encourage kids to make their projects their own, to do some creativity. Obviously I have my lesson plans and the things that I want to get them to learn. But if I get a student who's a little forward, if you will, and wants to learn how to do something else, I've got a bunch of different handouts. I say, okay, this isn't covered in the class, but here's a 1-pager or a 2-pager or some sample code. Go play with it. And I really encourage that kind of experimentation. So the girls told me that they did it with some of the stuff that they learned in class, which was great. They said they Googled some stuff, and I've got a book that I wrote for my students. It's available on Amazon, but I don't make the kids buy it, but I give the kids in my class an e-copy of it. So they went there. And
what's the name of the book?
The name of the book that they used is C# Fundamentals, and I have a corresponding Visual Basic Fundamentals. It's not a traditional text. It's more like, okay, this is how you do fun stuff.
Oh,
and
cool. I'm going to be getting that book.
Well, the fun is highlighted in the title because, programming has been fun for me for, as long as some of my kids' parents have been alive. And
I love that you can admit that.
Yeah, I figured out that I am 4 times the age of the average student in my class. But I can own that. And I want my students to have fun with their programming. And if they have fun and if they feel confident to learn things on their own, to make projects that are interesting and fun to them, then I've succeeded, because that's going to make them lifelong learners. That's going to encourage them to go beyond just what we teach in the classroom. And, that's the goal.
And, teachers, we all want that story of our kids going to work in Silicon Valley or for these big companies. Certainly, while not every child will go into computer science, we all have some. So we're really missing out if we don't have computer science courses. Alfred shares with us, how to make it approachable. He is my go-to computer science guy, has been for as long as I've been blogging, and which is since 2005. And Alfred, I just want to add my own little bit of thank you. You're more than deserving of the ISTE award. We're recording this before ISTE. It'll air after ISTE, but I just hope that ISTE, that people give you the applause and the thank you that you deserve for not only improving your classroom, but improving classrooms.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
From now until September 28th, Advancement Courses, an online provider of professional development for K-12 teachers, is donating 10% of their sales to funding DonorsChoose.org projects. Go to coolcatteacher.com/give to submit your project for consideration. And if you need some awesome PD, 10-Minute Teacher listeners get 20% off any online courses with the code COOL20. With this coupon, a 3 grad credit course for continuing education, salary advancement, or recertification is only $359. So go to advancementcourses.com/coolcat to learn more and use the code COOL20 to get your discount. Never stop learning. So in today's show, Alfred talks about projects that are relevant to kids' lives. He also says that he has handouts ready when students want to go in a different direction to help spark their curiosity and learning. So today, I challenge you to use one or both of these strategies in your classroom. Do you have a relevant project planned this semester? Do you have some resources for those kids who want to dive deeper into a topic that will stoke and spark their curiosity? And remember, educators who care share. Share what you do with me and others on the social media platform of your choice, or even better, in real life at your school. And if you tag me in what you're doing as a result of this challenge at Cool Cat Teacher, I'm pretty much that everywhere, I would love to share and retweet it to all the other folks out there who are trying these challenges. Thanks for listening.